Okay, normally hindi po ako nagla-live more than once a day. Mature ako. Malas nyo na lang kasi wala na akong mock-up. Nagtanggal na po ako ng makeup. So, what you see is what you get. Okay, ganito. Ah, kanina mainit ang ulo ko kasi hindi ko naiintindihan yung reactions ng ibang mga tao doon sa Senate resolution. Parang galit na galit sila doon sa Senado na willing nang tanggapin itong scheme ng MMDA tungkol doon sa single drivers. Ngayon, binabalikan ko kasi yung mga posts regarding itong scheme na ito at ang sinasabi ng halos lahat ng mga tao, hindi sila agree. Dito sa bawal ang single drivers, no passenger single driver vehicles dun sa mga major thoroughfares during high traffic times. So, ang rule ng MMDA is 7 to 10 at saka 6 to 9 bawal yung single driver. Uy, huwag kayong masanay. Pangalawang live ko na today, nahiya lang ako kasi earlier on, yung post ko, ang init ng ulo ko. Sinasabi ko, bakit niyo biglang kinakampihan ng MMDA? Itong traffic scheme na to, na single driver, hinugot ng MMDA ito sa Jakarta. Sa Jakarta experiment. Sa Jakarta, hindi po pumatok. In other words, nag-fail itong experiment na ito regarding single drivers. Ngayon, in other countries, halimbawa sa LA, nag-create sila ng special lanes para dun sa mga carpools. Para yung mga maraming pasahero, may benefit sila. Ngayon, but that wasn't dati. Nagtaka ako, bakit napapaaway ako? Bakit nagugulat ako, nagagalit yung mga tao dun sa Senate resolution? Yung pala, sabi ng isang reader, akala nila yung Senate resolution ay TRO na parang pinipigilan itong traffic scheme bagong pakulo ng MMDA para hindi maituloy. So, tama nga naman na maiinis yung mga nag-iisip na pinipigilan ng MMDA na mag-eksperimento man lang ng Senado, pinipigilan ng Senado ang MMDA na at least man lang mag-eksperimento para makita natin kung mag-work itong scheme na ito. Okay, right off the bat, di-disclose ko na yung aking opposition. Opposed talaga ako dito sa single driver scheme na ito. Bakit? Kasi, of course, halos lahat naman pati yung number coding scheme, all of these are band-aid solutions. Kasi ang problema dito, the traffic is a symptom. It's a symptom of the overcrowding cities. Lagay tayo ng mga condominiums. And condominiums concentrate people in one area. And when you concentrate people in one area, of course, magkaka-traffic. Both pedestrian and vehicular traffic. That's a simple matter of city planning. So anything that the MMDA suggests with regard to the traffic, sabi nga ni Girlie sa Canada, pag more than 2, may sarili na silang lane. So ganon, it's positive reinforcement, not negative. Like, dito, bawal ang single driver. Doon sa kabila, bibigyan ng reward pag more passengers. Pero hindi nila babawalan yung nag-iisang nakasakay sa sasakyan. Pero, yun na nga, all of these schemes, all of them, are simply stopgap schemes. Kumbaga, makakatulong lang. Siguro, mababawasan. Sabi nga ni Eric Stein, volume is the problem. And that is true, volume, because the population is so concentrated in Metro Manila. So, tignan ninyo, di ba pag Pasko, pwede kang humiga sa kalye Diba? Kasi kami, mga taga dito talaga, at wag nyo sasabihin Imperial Manila kasi, it's a construct. Okay, we can discuss that later. Kaming mga taga dito talaga, this is our home. This is our city. We want to see this decongested, kaya nga pro-federal kami. Bakit? Yung karamihan ng mga tao na pumupunta dito are transients. They don't even consider Metro Manila as their home. Pero, dahil marami ang mga tao dito seeking job opportunities. Kasi nga nakakonsentrate yung mga negosyo dito, dumadami yung population dito. Dumadami yung traffic. Even if these people don't have cars, dumadami pa rin yung tao dito. And that still becomes a problem. Diba? So now, nag-issue ang Senado. So, ano yung powers ba ng MMDA? Malaki nga ang problema ng MMDA kasi they don't really have that many powers. So hanggang dito lang talaga sila sa mga harebrained schemes. For me, I feel that this is a harebrained scheme. You don't have to agree with me. Pero grabe, kaninang umaga, Ang daming nagsasabi, oh, lumuwag sa ganito, lumuwag sa ganyan. Excuse me, hindi totoo yun. Lumuwag during a particular time, like 7 to 10, or 7 to 10. Pero at 6 o'clock, which is the time that I actually went out, which is the time I normally go out, kasi normally walang traffic before that time, then yun yung time naman ng traffic. Kumbaga, we're just moving the volume of traffic around to different hours. So, di ba? That's the only thing that it's doing. But like I said, it's not the MMDA's fault either. Ngayon, kanina pumapel ang Senado. Sabi ng Senado, nag-issue sila ng resolution na sana itigil muna yung scheme na ito kasi nga problema. O tama, sabi ni Edwin Hamora, federalism talaga ang sagot para ma-decongest ang Metro Manila. O sabi ni Nino, Katipunan was horrible. O EDSA was horrible, but they moved the horrible to 6 a.m. instead of 7 a.m. Diba? So anyway, nadidistract ako. So anyway, pumapel ang Senado. Sabi ni Senado, tama, wag munang ituloy yan kasi ganito ka. But a Senate resolution is not a law. Okay? It has no effect. All it does is express the sense of the Senate, meaning, etong feeling, kumbaga, feelings lang ito. Expression sila ng feelings nila. So normally, ang Senate resolution is, it states something like, ito ang mga normal Senate resolutions. A Senate resolution usually says something expressing the Senate's, how do you call this? Congratulatory messages. O, nanalo si Pacquiao. The Senate issues a resolution congratulating Senator Pacquiao. Congratulating the Little League teams, congratulating swimming teams, ganyan-ganyan. Express condolences pagka may namatay, yung ganyan. So, a Senate resolution it's pa-cute, really, mostly. Most of the time. It just, it expresses the sentiment of the Senate. Ngayon, pa-cute ang Senado. Issue sila ng resolution. Nagtataka naman ako, bakit galit na galit ang mga tao? So, napapaaway ako kanina dun sa wall ko, and I apologize to everybody who felt the brunt of it. I'm really, really, really sorry. I was misreading your posts. Nagkamali talaga ako kasi na-realize ko na inis kayo sa Senado for issuing the resolution, most of you. Pero yung iba kasi, they were saying na okay naman yung traffic scheme, and on that, I really completely and totally disagree. But, naiintindihan ko yung galit ninyo. Why? The Senate shouldn't be issuing a resolution. Kasi ano lang yan, pa-cute lang yan. Ay, sana hindi matuloy. Parang ganon. Parang ipasa ang corona. Parang ganon. Instead of enacting legislation. For example, di ba hiningi na ng Pangulo ang emergency powers? Pero did they act on this? Hindi. Di ba? Sinasabi, hindi naman daw kailangan, yada yada, yada yada. What do you mean hindi kailangan? If we can get people to provide helicopters to get us to work on time, then I would gladly take that. Diba? So, yan, sabi ni John Alva, in the US, there's a special lane for car with 2 or more persons. Sana yan ang subukan nila dito sa Pilipinas. Ngayon, kaya medyo nagpanik ako, bakit ganun? Why are you saying that this is okay, na lumuwag ang traffic? Excuse me, hindi siya lumuwag. But it was moved around. But my point is, I disagree with the scheme. But I also disagree with what the Senate is doing. Tama kayong lahat. Ako yung mali. Kasi mali yung pagbasa ko ng sentimento ninyo. Tama kayo na mainis sa Senado because ano ba naman ang magagawa ng isang Senate resolution? Nothing. Parang kunwari, kumakampi sila dun sa ating mga opposed dito sa traffic scheme na yun para magmukhang, kita nyo, kinakampihan namin kayo. But we're not actually doing any work. So, I swear. Kita nyo, normally hindi ako nagla-live more than once a day. In fact, hindi ako nagla-live more than once a week. Napadalawa ako in one day para lang i-explain ito. And to publicly apologize dun sa mga nakaaway ko kanina sa wall ko kasi I really and totally and completely misread your sentiments. You are all correct. Hindi na po mauulit. Kasi kanina mainit ang ulo ko talaga dito sa scheme na to. And, you know, it cost so much. It wrecked so much havoc on my schedule. You can't even take a Grab. It's so bad. Kumbaga, I don't know, parang na-spread out yung traffic pero without actually giving us any relief. So, the point here is that the Senate has been asked to grant emergency powers para ma-resolve ba ito. Do you know why? Because ganitong problema ng MMDA. They have very little powers talaga. For example, some cities will say, magsasabi ang MMDA, sige, may traffic coding scheme na ito, ganito. O bawal ang ganitong numbers, bawal ang ganitong sa EDSA on a certain day. Pero some cities will say, di ba? Ay, hindi kami. Wala kaming coding. O kaya kami, coding the whole day. So, salu-salungat at ang magkakaibang jurisdictions. Bakit? Kasi ayon sa batas natin, ang bawat cities, they have their own powers. So, and they have powers absolute over traffic and sewerage and all of these things. Dati kasi, merong Metro Manila governor and that was Imelda Marcos. So, she could compel the cities to interconnect. She could compel the cities to have harmonious traffic schemes. That's not true anymore. In fact, MMDA can't even, dati nga, bawal maghatak ang MMDA. Dati nga, bawal ang towing. Can you imagine kung ganong kaliit talaga yung powers ng MMDA? Na ang laki ng nawala sa kanila. So, kumbaga, it's self-defeating. Hindi natin binigyan ng powers ng MMDA, but we expect them to solve the traffic problem, and that is not going to be possible at all. So, salamat, ang daming nag-forgive sa akin. Hindi na po mauulit, promise. So Ronald, hinaway ko si Ronald kanina. Tapos, yung inaano natin dito, kinaiinisan natin dito sa Senado is they are not also giving us any solutions. They understand that there is a traffic problem, but they have not issued any kind of legislation that is going to help us. For example, can we give the MMDA more powers? Lalong-lalo na when it comes to things like sewerage. Itong floods, a lot of that also because, do you know that sometimes our sewers between cities, hindi sila nagtatutugma. So, ang powers ng MMDA, they're allowed, for example, na magtanggal ng squatters dun sa mga riverside, sa mga waterways, meron silang ganun. Pero sometimes, ang pumapayag na mag-occupy ng mga waterways na yun ay yung mga local governments. So, what are we going to do? Diba, we need to be able to give the MMDA the power to resolve and actually have yung real powers to make a difference. Hindi yung ganitong mga stopgap solutions that are, they're band-aids. They're going to work for a while. But pag tumami na naman yung mga kotse, the traffic will be right back where it started. Give it another year or so, and it's back there. Diba? So, nakakaloka lang. Kumbaga, dinidefeat din natin yung mga sarili nating mga ahensya. And why? This happened because nagpo-politicize yung Senado, tatakbo sila eh. So, pinagbibigyan nila yung mga mayors. Ayaw nila na, hindi po ako si Mocha, ayaw nila ng tunay na solusyon. Diba? So, yun. So, remember these two things. Number one, the Senate's resolution is simply just that. It's a resolution. It's PR. This is our sense. Oo, kampi kami dun sa inyong lahat. Na oppose dito sa scheme na to. But you're not giving us any laws. You're just giving us a resolution. On the other hand, the MMDA, they come up with these band-aid solutions because they have no powers to resolve this on a longer-term basis. Diba? So, dahil wala silang magagawa sa long term, hanggang dito na lang talaga ang kaya nilang i-propose ng mga resolutions. Kaya nga naaawa ako kay Sir Danny, si General Lim, who's the chief of the MMDA right now, because every time kinakamusta ko siya, Sir, kamusta na kayo? Tapos sabi niya, ito, daming problema. Sabi ko, totoo. Because, ano yung kailangan? We need more roads. We need less cars. We need to be able to spread out people. We have to stop building condominiums in the city. Condominiums concentrate populations in certain areas. And condominiums just create bigger and bigger populations that create bigger and bigger problems. More sewerage. Diba? More garbage. More traffic, both pedestrian and vehicular. They put so much stress on the resources of Metro Manila that and then at the same time, it's not solving anything. It's not bringing money to the provinces. So that's another thing. Habang iniintay natin ang federalism, we really have to stop the insanity. The cities keep concentrating their people there. Tanungin niyo yung mga mayors, bakit Bakit lagay kayo ng lagay ng condo? Why are you concentrating so many people in your cities? And tama, stop building malls. Especially, stop building malls on national highways. Seriously, why do you put a mall on EDSA? In other countries, they would put it in far-flung areas so that they would create a community there. Doon kayo sa malayo, anyway, pupuntahan naman kayo ng tao, di ba? May mall eh. We love our malls. So, you put them out in the middle of nowhere, and when they're out in the middle of nowhere, you'll be able to create a community around that mall. Don't put the mall where there's a population already. The mall will generate its own economy. So, kumbaga, there's so much insanity in urban planning. There's so much insanity. But we're only looking at the problem. So we see the problem as simply traffic. We forget that the problem isn't traffic. The problem is there's so many people here. Okay, so number one, tama yun. Federalism. Pero medyo long-term yung solution na yan. It'll take what? 2, 3, maybe 5, maybe 10 years before people start moving out of the Metro Manila area. But in the meantime, what are we going to do? Number one is let's stop putting the condominiums in the city. Diba? We can encourage the schools to start building in the provinces. Bakit? Kailangan pumunta yung mga estudyante dito sa Metro Manila para mag-aral? Why not send them to where it's more conducive, where the population is lower, where there are less crime? And that's out in the provinces. Why aren't we doing that? Diba? Diba? Newsflash, why aren't we bringing businesses to the provinces? Why aren't we bringing why aren't we putting, the best thing to do is put schools there. Diba? So, you create a community around your school, you create a community around that business, and you draw more people there, and people will get to stay in that area. But this is only habang iniintay natin ang federalism, because federalism is a far more institutional solution. But in the meantime, why do we let these mega magnates build so much and pour so much concrete in our cities? Malls and condominiums, do we really need more? And how many condominiums are fully occupied? Classic case in point, UST, España. We all know that España is it's a river. Konting ulan and it's a river. Diba? But why is that? Did it not occur to anybody that the floods get worse and worse every year, and they keep building condominiums in the area? Number one, it displaces the places where the water can go. Bumababa yung absorptive powers ng lupa, when normally, ma-absorb ng lupa natin yung ulan, because you covered it with concrete and you put in so many buildings, at yung mga buildings na yun, may basement pa yan, ha? Kasi sabi nila, ipapatas nila, may configuration for the height of the building should have a corresponding depth sa ilalim. So, ano nangyayari? Magkaka-floods. So, let's stop acting surprised every time there's rain and it floods. Part of that is the overdevelopment of our cities. It's too many malls and too many condominiums and too many cars and too many people in one area. And why do we keep doing this year after freaking year? Sorry, medyo high blood yata ako ngayon. Napansin ko lang. So, ito yung point. There are three kinds of solutions: the short term, the medium term, and the long term. The semi-long term is, of course, federalism. Why? It puts businesses, it's institutional. The cities outside of Metro Manila can develop. Diba? Because the government retains its money, it creates its own economy, the money goes around in that city. Hindi siya nadadala dito sa Metro Manila. Why? We don't mind getting money, but it comes with a corresponding social cost. The cost is that more people come here to work, and we can't really afford to congest Metro Manila any further. Diba? We really need to encourage the people to stay out. Not to stay out, to move towards those areas so that mas maganda. Look, quality of life yan, diba? Pag siksikan tayo dito sa city, everybody suffers. Those of us who actually have roots here, and the people who are transients. Diba? Ito masakit sa loob ko. Now, I found out when I was in college, and I was so sheltered, this very, very sheltered kid. I didn't know how the other half lived. I mean, we're solidly middle class. Pero when I was in law school and in college, I would hear my classmates say, "Oh, well, we stay at the dorm, we stay at the dorm." Okay, the dorms. But some of my classmates, because they couldn't afford the dorms, they had to go to yung ibang, they were actually dwelling in some areas na nagrerenta sila ng kwarto doon. And ang sakit makita na kaklase mo yan pero doon sila nakatira because that is the only place they could afford. Slum dwellings. Oh, may mga kaibigan ako na police. But they live in areas that are considered informal sector. So why are we letting people live like this? This is not the way to live. This is the violation na to ng human rights. Bakit natin pinapayagan na so many of our people living in these kinds of conditions? And we're allowing it because we have overburdened the cities. Diba? So, medium term, we have to start getting the Senate and the House, you have to come up with legislation that will help people move out in preparation for federalism. So that the people are already there, so that you have workforces there, so that by the time the federal structure is put into place, you have people who are going to execute that plan. Of course, long-term, semi-long-term, hindi siya ganun ka-long-term. Kasi by next year, hopefully, may federalist constitution na tayo. Pero, we have to be doing something now. And dyan ako nagtatampo sa Senado. Nag-issue kayo ng resolution when actually what we need is a law or laws. Diba? What we need are, long-term solutions, medium-term solutions. We need you to start working on the real needs of the people and not just making pa-cute to us or answering to the needs of your sponsors, whoever they are. I understand the need for you to raise funds for your campaigns. Pero wag niyo naman kalimutan kami yung botante ninyo eh. Diba? I mean, please. In the end, that's why we love this president so much. He's the first person who said na, hindi ba kayo naaawa? Diba? Because he's thinking of us. Now, this is what we want our legislators to do. Even just for a quarter of the time that you spend in your offices, can you please think of us? So, this impasse between the House and the DPM and budget, what is going on with that? Diba? Yeah, si Ocean. What is going on with that? Why is this even a problem? Why are you slowing this down? We need laws. Okay? The president says, hahanap siya ng pera. We're raising money. So, can you please just, get on with your jobs? This is, you have to get on with your jobs. You're not doing it. Because if you were doing it, then, we wouldn't be suffering this much. So, yun. Again, recap ko lang, the difference is the Senate resolution really just expresses the sentiments of the Senate. It's not a law. And it doesn't work as a TRO kasi somebody was asking me if this is a TRO. It's not. It doesn't stop anything. It just says na, I feel for you. Parang ganun. So, pa-cute, essentially. Now, the MMDA has very few powers. Very few. Tapos kanina, inaway pa ni ate girl. Nagkahapon pala. So, kukunti na nga yung powers nila, kukunti yung budget nila, and so the only solutions they can actually come up with are short-term, stopgap solutions that are not going to be solved, that doesn't really solve anything. It doesn't solve anything because our problem is that there's really just way too many people and way too many vehicles and way too many buildings concentrating everything in one place. So, but where does the solution lie? It lies in legislation. You have to give us a law. But if you're not going to give us laws that are actually going to help us, anong ginagawa nyo dyan? Diba? Sorry, medyo paangal na. And so that's it. That's the recap. We have to keep pushing our senators to come up with solutions that are longer term. We can't expect the MMDA to solve this problem. And, diba? Okay, so yung mga nagtatanong, comment daw about ate girl. Nag-sorry na daw yung mag-asawang 5 minutes. And, well, I'm glad that is, but I don't know if that is going to stop some of the cases. The time to have apologized was during the time of the confrontation, and not so much later after they had gotten away. part of my problem is that they waited until there were announcements left and right. They were saying nakakasuhan sila and all of that. So the apology comes a little late. Gayon pa man, I'm glad that they apologized. And, I'm glad that they recognized the need to do so. So, kudos for that. Thank you for apologizing. But I don't know if that is going to stop the investigations, the administrative cases, and all of that. Because, yun na nga, nagpadala na ng complaint ang MMDA to the Department of Justice. Still, for me, bumaba naman yung init ng ulo ko sa kanila. Actually, I was willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. Baka nga naman, she says she's really pregnant. So, bigay na natin yun sa kanya. Assuming, I would like to assume that she really is pregnant, na hindi naman ito, kumbaga, panghihito on their part. So, kumbaga, baka naman, mainit din ang ulo niya, kasi buntis. But, I would like to kumbaga, if they issue an apology to the general public, then ako personally, if they were issuing it in my direction, then I would accept that. But they also owe the MMDA an apology, and they owe Azores an apology, and they also have to pay for the damage that they have done. So, yun, tama si Jello. Apology accepted, but they must face the consequences. O tika, sabi ni David Mar, don't ask the senators anong ginagawa niyo sa Senado. I'm asking the whole Filipino citizens anong ginagawa niyo at nandyan pa ang mga PCOS machine senators. Pero yun na nga in light of the electoral fraud that's going on, it turns out that we didn't vote for these people, tapos ganito sila umasta. Diba, doesn't that feel really icky? Kumbaga, wow, wait a minute, I gave you all of this power, or I thought we gave you all of this power, when it turns out you just stole all of that? Diba? So, anyway, wag naman tayo mana. So, yun, so si ate girl has issued an apology, and if she apologizes nga to the general public, then ako, on just behalf of myself, I accept that apology. But we will monitor the progress of their cases. I don't want to wish them ill. It might be because they were just having a bad day, or she was having a bad day. But she was still wrong in dealing that way with the with the MMDA. And, of course, hashtag Team Azores pa rin tayo. Let me deal with about 2 or 3, kasi parang babad na ako sa live, baka magsawa kayo. Sabi ni Sarcastica Iha, paano kung lahat ang reason, attorney, buntis kasi ako? Wala akong masabi dyan. But, pati lalaki, well, hindi, pero tama naman, hindi naman dahilan ang pagbubuntis, no? And I think really that they were capitalizing, I'm assuming that she's really pregnant. They're capitalizing on her pregnancy para maawa sa kanya, so that they would let her go. But I think that after she had exchanged so many words with them and had refused to give in to the authority of the MMDA, then I think that, kumbaga, bringing it up was a little late. Although, yun na nga, sabi ng asawa, to her credit, she never brought up the fact na prosecutor siya. My take on that is, well, yes, salamat at hindi mo binring up yun. Gayon pa man, hindi naman talaga dapat binring up yun Pero binring up pa rin ni husbandry. O tuloy, nung binring up niya, ay di alam na nga tuloy ng MMDA kung saan magpapadala ng complaint to the DOJ. Moral of the lesson, huwag niyo ipagyabang kung saan kayo nagtatrabaho. Kasi, doon magpupunta yung reklamo kung hindi man nila nakikita kung saan yung home address ninyo. Sa akin, well yan, ako kasi I don't really like na kinukuyog yung mga tao, even if kakuyog-kuyog nga sila. So, I would like to leave it at that. Pero, antabayanan natin yung mga kaso na final laban sa kanya. So, ano pa ba yung... sabi ni Grace, ang bilis mabuntis, si ate 5 minutes lang. Sabi ko nga, good faith, isipin na lang natin na buntis siya. So, teka, tinitingnan ko yung questions. Wala naman po yata kayong tanong. Sabi ni Kusado, don't worry, we'll remember Senator po. Tandaan niyo rin po yung sa ibang mga Ako kasi, masama actually yung negative campaigning, pero ako hindi kasi ako palo kay Senator Villar, so I'm not also going to vote for her. Si Senator po, she has time to redeem herself. Ako, I hope that she does. Yeah, normally, outside of her politics, I don't like her politics and I don't like the way she's handling some of her legislation and her investigations. But in general, kasi I like Grace. I'm not sure if I'm going to vote for her yet, but in general, I like her. So that's why I hope, come on, emergency powers na or something, give us a law, give us laws, give us a better MMDA, give us, give us a regional Metro Manila rather than Metro Manila composed of individual cities. And let's consider this an advance on the federalism statutes. Diba? Don't also vote for Cynthia Villar. Asama ko, negative campaigning. Sabi ni Jeremy, and she's right, fiscal siya, attorney, she knows the law better than the MMDA. Actually, yun nga po, siya yung nakakaintindi, dapat siya po yung umintindi. Gayon po man, yun na nga may init ang ulo niya. So, I'm not making excuses for her but I am glad kasi that she and her husband apologized. Ayoko kasing, tuloy-tuloy nagbabash ng mga tao, lalo na kung hindi sila politicians. Politicians, talaga, walang relievo yan sa akin. Babatikusin ko ng babatikusin. Bakit? They're public officials. And if it turns out na PCOS senators din itong mga to, naku, aaraw-arawin ko talaga sila. Because, hello, hashtag magnanakaw. Sabi ni CK is Kurtap. Bakit hindi kinasuhan yun ang Pinoy? Kasi pag nakakotse, akala nila mataas sila. Good point. Sabi ni Monique, why no to Cynthia Villar? Yung NFA issue. Bakit? May conflict of interest siya dun sa NFA, nakisawsaw siya, she was blaming Admin Aquino, pero instead, she was supporting the NFA Council, tapos magtataka siya, bakit walang bigas? Bakit taas ng presyo ng bigas? Ang stand ni Admin Aquino, which the President backed up, is to import rice immediately nung mababa na yung reserves ng NFA, and instead, the NFA Council, nagteka-teka sila. Kaya June na dumating. Bakit masama pag dumadating ang bigas ng June? Kasi umuulan, hindi maibaba sa barko yung mga bigas kasi mabubulok yan pag nabasa. So, lalong tumatagal yung pag-deliver ng mga bigas dun sa merkado, nabibigyan ba ng competition ng ibang mga traders? Hindi. Ang taas ng presyo ng bigas ngayon. Kasalanan ba ni NFA admin? Hindi. Pero yun ang gusto ni Senator Villar. Pagbintangan si NFA admin, samantalang sumusunod siya sa utos ng Pangulo, it is the NFA Council who decided first not to import, and then second, pagalitan na sila ng Pangulo, na, sige, mag-i-import kami, pero iteteka-teka natin. So, imbis na February naka-import or March, June na dumating yung bigas. Kaya no to Cynthia Villar. Okay. Sabi ni Mark Joseph, kahit na nagpaumanhin ng mga 5 minutes na mag-asawa, kailangan pa rin panagutan nila ang ginawa nila, lalo na nakakaabala sila, lalo na dun sa binangga nila ng MMDA na nakamotor. Tama po. Sabi ni LG, so what if she is a fiscal? Well, hindi. Actually, significant yan because she holds a position of authority. She also, kumbaga, she knows the law, or she should know better. Parang gano'n. She's expected to, to act, kumbaga, she should know better. Kasi kung nagkakamali ang MMDA, nasa sa kanya yung pagpapasensya. Diba? So, yun, ate girl, sana mag-apologize din kayo kay Azores. At sana po bayaran ninyo yung pagkabangga sa kanya, tsaka yung pagkasira ng kanyang motor. Huwag niyo naman pabayaan si Azores na siya pa po yung magbabayad dun sa sinira ninyo. At please, huwag naman ganun. Yung dinidistract niyo yung mga tao at sinasabi ninyo na yung nagte-threaten kayo na kayo na nga yung nagkamali or kayo na nga yung may kasalanan dito, imbis na makiusap ng maayos, threaten nyo pa. So, ganun lang po. Anything else? Grabe, sobrang babad na ako dito. Nakakahiya na kasi pangalawang live ko na in so many hours. Sabi ni Dennis, sana magkaroon po ng summit on how to decongest the NCR, executive, legislative, and judiciary para walang kukontra at mabilis. Actually, that's a good idea. Kaya lang kasi the president was so busy on these long-term solutions, and things, build, and all of that, yung mga ganito, dapat tayo na nag-uumpisa na sa atin. At saka dapat, the legislature should be picking up the slack. Unfortunately, I don't think that they will have time to come up with any reasonable solutions kasi election na next year. So, kailan matatapos? Filing ng certificates of candidacy by October. So, mag-slow down na ang work sa legislature. I think that 3 years actually is a very short time. You can't really get any bill passed within 3 years. You can't get a law passed within 3 years. So that's another thing that we have to look at. And how do we need to be able to hold our legislators accountable. Dun sa draft ng CONCOM, it's still Senate and Congress, it's still a bicameral body. But ako kasi I don't care whether it's unitary or bicameral. That's not the issue. The issue is how to make them accountable. Sinuslow down mo yung legislation, nag-iintay ka ng lagay, there must be a way to remove you from position because right now we cannot remove our senators or congressmen unless there is an ethics case and only they can decide that. Diba? Nakakaloka. Ang dami nilang powers pero they're not giving us bang for our buck. Kumbaga, ang laki ng pribilehiyo na binibigay natin sa mga legislators natin but we haven't been getting kumbaga a return on our investment. So, yun lang po. Sobra-sobra ng babad ako. Magsasawa na kayo. Baka manawa kayo sa akin. May karambola pa bukas ng umaga, 8 to 10 a.m. DWIZ 882. At saka may Facebook Live, at saka YouTube live streaming. Maraming salamat po dun sa pag-like at share ninyo. Pero kung di nyo pa ginagawa, ano pong ginagawa ninyo ngayon? Paki-like at share naman. Yung hindi pa po nagla-like dun sa, or follow dun sa Luminous by Trixie, Cruz-Angeles and Ahmed, Paglinawan, paki-like naman or follow. Pero sana like. And don't forget to subscribe to the live para may notice po kayo tuwing may live. Ano pa yan? Bakit hindi kasuhan para hindi tularan yung mga mayayaman kuno? Ganyan sila pag nakakotse. Alam nyo, ang dami kasing factors eh. One of these days, pag-usapan din natin kung bakit tayo nagkakaganito. Part of the reason why there is this is because kultura rin eh. We have to look back on our history. So, kausapin ko yung ibang mga historians for their inputs on this kung paano tayo umabot sa ganitong punto. Let's aim for this weekend. I-discuss natin kung paano nagkaroon ng ganitong mindset. Okay? Maraming salamat sa lahat ng sumubaybay at nag-participate dito. Maraming salamat din sa napaka-intelligent na mga comments at mga questions ninyo. Hindi ko po yan masusukli, pero we can do another live. Maraming salamat ulit. Kita tayo sa karambola tomorrow.